Yeah, Bob, Utah Senator Mike Lee's bill will likely become the compromise passed on Wednesday. Now, Kentucky's Rand Paul used Senate rules to put things on hold until then. The bill would tell phone companies themselves to keep records in case the government had reason to look at them. This current state of limbo, though, has Washington on edge.
It didn't need to come to this. I think the better solution would have been to pass the House-passed USA Freedom Act and to pass it in enough time to get it to the president's desk, get it signed into law before expiration.
We talked to Senator Mike Lee just a couple of hours ago. It's not just phone record collection that lapsed. The ability of the government to have a roving wiretap also expired. That allows agencies to tap a person rather than a phone, so agents wouldn't have to get a new warrant if a suspect starts using a new cell. The bill Lee is sponsoring with Democratic Senator Patrick Leahy has already passed the House of Representatives, which is what makes it attractive to senators wanting security measures back in place right away.
I'd prefer to see it passed as is, simply because we're out of time. If we pass it as is right now, we can send it directly to the president and get it signed into law by the president probably the same day. Whereas if we make any changes at all, it'll have to go back to the House of Representatives, and that's going to take some additional time. It also creates some additional uncertainty.
One possible Utah consequence of all this is something that we really can't know in any detail. Those buildings, the broad assumption is that this bulk data gets saved in there to servers in that multi-billion-dollar NSA facility in Bluffdale. Now, of course, exactly what is stored there is classified, so we can only kind of draw these conclusions, Bob.
Now, Max, a lot of senators are really angry with Rand Paul over this delay. Aren't Senators Lee and Paul allies on this? You know,
this debate has really shifted because they were allies in trying to keep the Patriot Act from passing as is. Lee and Paul both opposed that, but Lee wanted to amend it, was co-sponsoring this bill, the USA Freedom Act, which does amend it if it's passed. Paul wants to get rid of the Patriot Act altogether. He has some support in the country on the libertarian side of things. In fact, the Libertarian Party called for that today, but he doesn't have support in the Senate to do that.
All right, Fox 13's Max Roth.